how to buy a home in Charlotte, North Carolina. The first steps me and Angelo here are going to go through from start to finish, from loan application stage to the realtor stage. We're going to go through the whole process, and we are going to act out what this looks like. Okay, some of you want to buy a house maybe in Charlotte and you don't know what this looks like, right? You got to get with a mortgage professional, and with the starting point, you will go through a loan application process. Me and Angelo right now are going to act out that whole process. He's going to ask me questions and I'm going to provide real world answers. All right, team? And so there's going to be a lot of value in this video, so make sure you stay until the end. And if you get something valuable here, make sure you leave a like. Step one here is the loan application stage. This is where you find a local mortgage broker in Charlotte, and this is where the process begins. So I found my mortgage broker in Charlotte. It is Angelo right here. And typically with this stage, you would do this online. You would fill out an application online and do it all by yourself. With this example, Angelo is going to ask me the questions to fill out the form, and I'm going to provide the answers here. So Angelo, take us away.
Let's get right to it, Gavin, and I'm going to need you to be truthful, because if you're not truthful, I will find out. Okay. Got it? All right, man. All right, what's your name, social, date of birth, and citizen status?
Name, Gavin Lowther, Gavan Lowther, social security number 111223333, date of birth August 10th, 1998, and I am a U.S. citizen.
I'm going to have to call bluff on your social, but we'll just skip that for right now. Are you filing for credit jointly or single? What is your marital status, and how many dependents do you have, if any?
Individual credit, unmarried, no dependents.
Okay, contact info, phone number, and email address.
951-977-6172, and my email is gavin@upscalepress.com.
What is your current address?
13800 Biola Avenue, La Mirada, California, 90639 in the U.S.
Okay, how long you been there? 2 years?
2 years.
Perfect, love it. Because we need a 2 year history on you. Mm-hmm. So, what is your employer? Who is your employer? What is your position? What's your title? Start date, because we need a 2 year history, and gross monthly income, or your annual income.
My employer is Upscale Press. I am the owner. My position title is owner, and my start date is January 1st, 2021, and I've been there for 2 years, 7 months. My gross monthly income is $6,583.33.
Perfect. All right. Now, the next questions, I don't mean to pry, but I just need to ask us for risk factors. Okay. What bank do you bank with, and what are your average balances? I know money floats in and out. Don't worry about that. We'll figure out the details. What's average balances in each?
Bank of America is the financial institution of choice. Checking and savings, both there, 1,000 and 5,000. So 1,000 for checking and 5,000 for savings. I'm poor.
Perfect. It's all good, man. We can get you something. So liabilities. What is your monthly liabilities? If I was to pull credit, anything that shows up on credit, car loans, student loans, credit cards, personal loans, go.
Student loans, $200 a month, and an Amex, $500. An unpaid balance, but $100 a month.
Okay, perfect. That's very low debt, man. We love that. So now, do you own any additional properties, or are you on title to any family-owned properties? Very important question.
No properties.
Okay, so basically from here, we have a completed loan application on paper, and we have to flip to the documentation upload part of it, where we have to verify all of this information. So in this information, we're going to ask for W-2s, pay stubs, most recent 2 pay stubs, most recent 2 months bank statements, your driver's license, so we can verify everything, so we can go through the verification process. Because sometimes on bank statements, you may have additional like buy here, pay here things, where we need to make sure that that's not a reoccurring debt, which could affect your debt to income ratio. So it's very important that we have this information. So the second step here would be the post document upload phone call conversation that we have after the documents have been reviewed. So I am calling Gavin right now. So ring, ring, ring.
Hello,
hey,
it's
Gavin,
Lowther. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. Hey, Gavin, is it you?
Yes, it's me. It's me.
All right, dude. Hey, it's Angelo with Leverage. Appreciate you uploading all the documentation. We've had a chance to review it, and got a couple questions here for you. Would like to kind of vet you out. So, a couple things here. Do you have an idea of purchase price that you've been looking at, and do you have an idea of what you take about, like a down payment that you'd like to use, and/or a payment, monthly payment out the door? And what area are you looking for a property?
Yes, Angelo. I'm thinking $400,000 purchase price. That's what I've kind of seen, what I've liked on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com.
Okay.
Maybe a $2,400 payment every single month and 3% down. Does that sound good?
Yeah, no, that sounds good. So I have prepared for you basically some payment ranges for your comfortability level, right? And I've kind of grouped them here, as you can see, $275,000 to $330,000. Monthly payments are ranging anywhere from $2,055 to $2,357, give or take, and then a cash to close infusion at closing, down payment and closing costs, $15,500 to $18,000 cash to close. So that is what you have given me for your comfortability level, and just wanted to show you in detail what that looks like on paper from a sales price perspective.
What's the max I can afford? All right. I make $79,000 a year. I have low debt and I want a down payment of 3% in Charlotte. So what's the max I can afford?
So from our numbers, the maximum that you could potentially afford is going to be $385,000. That's going to put your payment well above where you feel comfortable, which I don't feel comfortable, which gives me a little uncomfortability, with $2,842, $22,500 cash to close, and that definitely maxes out your debt ratios around the 46-47% range, which we really don't like to see. But once again, I want to make sure that you're comfortable, Gavin. I don't recommend this. If it's something that you can't live without, then maybe something you can figure out some additional income. But for right here, this is the maximum stretched thin, $385,000.
Okay, Angelo, I think I'm ready to choose one. Would you suggest one for me, or can I just pick myself?
My recommendation would be to keep it in your range from that 275 to 330 range to kind of keep you comfortable, because there's going to be some expenses that you're going to have after the fact, right? You're going to have to pay utilities, power, gas. You may buy a car in the future, right? So there's other things that you may not have currently that you want to afford in the future. So just understand that this is right now. And once you sign on the dotted line for this mortgage, Gavin, this is it. There's no going back. There's no oopsies. There's no do-overs, nothing like that. Okay. Like, this is your baby. So I need to make sure that you are comfortable with this payment every single month, in and out. So I recommend 330 as the high. So that's where I'm going to stick you.
Right. I think you're wise in that, Angelo. I think that would be wise for me to enact that. And then I just asked the max that I can afford just to know, like, what is in approvable limits. But I think out of the range you gave me, I think that 330 limit would make a lot of sense, because that is, a very comfortable range for me, especially with that $2,357 monthly payment.
Yep.
And just $18,000 as a initial investment would be very, very simple. And then I think we break character right there. I think that's enough character action right there. So that's the examples that we were going through from start to finish within the loan application process. First phone call right there, Angelo. So stage 3 next would be starting your home search. What does this look like, Angelo?
So once we have you all dialed in, you know what you want, what the max you can afford or feel comfortable with, then you can start your home search on Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, whatever you want to do. But we have a preferred team of realtors in greater Charlotte area and surrounding, that we can get you in touch with, because you're gonna have a conversation with them, kind of like I had a conversation with you about what your wants and needs are for a home, right? And they're going to do searches for you, because you don't want to just search on one site, because Zillow doesn't have all of the homes, because a lot of people don't syndicate to Zillow, just like Redfin, Realtor.com, and things like that. So you want to get with a realtor to help with your search, and to have somebody local and trusted in that area to bounce questions off, that has experience in these areas. So I would get you with a real estate agent. We would start your home search, and then I would tell you, say, hey, if you find a property that you like, that you may want to go take a look at, or if you've looked at it and you might maybe want to make an offer, send me the listing information. I'll go ahead and fine tune that quote. Instead of just having that range, we'll look up the property taxes. We'll get a good estimation on insurance. We'll see if it has any HOA dues. And we'll send you an estimate, like as in you've already under contract. This is what your payment is going to be. This is what your out-of-pocket expenses at closing will be. Here's what it looks like prior to closing with the appraisal fee and the credit report. So you know exactly what you're getting ready to jump into, because it's getting ready to get real and get real serious, okay? Because you're going to have to start spending money. And once you go under contract, you're going to have to start looking over those checks for due diligence and earnest money, in addition to all the inspections that the realtor will help you facilitate on that end of it. So you are ready to go. Start pulling that trigger, looking for homes and making offers.
Team, I think this was very educational for you, and this was an example. A lot of myself, and obviously there were some things like obviously that wasn't my social security number, and obviously that wasn't what I made per year, but that was just an example. And I think before we filmed this, Angelo just pulled that number because that was just a common number he saw when people are purchasing homes out there, and that allows you easily for a $300,000 and $30 purchase, $330 purchase price in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is a pretty decent purchase price. And when last video, when we were looking around Charlotte, 330 and under, man, you could really snag some good stuff out there. I mean, just check for yourself. Go on Zillow, go on Realtor.com. You can see these homes, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Get a good 15,000 square feet, good backyard, and new roof, new HVAC.
No, hold on, not 50,000 square feet, 1,500 square feet, maybe. 50,000.
I did say 15,000 square. Oh, did I say 15,000 square feet? Wow,
yeah, you said 15,000 square feet, bro.
Can't-
That's a mansion. Okay, you can't get that for 330 in Charlotte.
I was thinking about the Puerto Rico houses I was telling you about before.
Oh yeah, okay.
Been looking about the mansions in Puerto Rico.
Unfortunately, I can't finance out there, so we'll have to think of some other financing options for you.
Team, moral of the story here, this was an example from top to bottom, the loan application process, what those phone calls look like, getting to the realtor stage, which is post pre-approval, which is when you're going to be actually putting offers on homes, right? So we got you all the way there. That's what it looks like from start to finish. If you got something valuable here, make sure you like this video, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
See you next week.